Worrisome.
So we'll open the meeting at 4 o'clock. Let's start with the roll call, please.
Richard Seiler,
Present.
Joe Mann,
Present.
Dale Robbins,
Present.
DG Garcia, Jen
Present.
Fox,
I'm
Jim?
not sure he heard you.
Yeah, I'm here remotely.
Charlie Jenks,
Present.
We do have a quorum.
We have a quorum, thank you, and I do welcome our AI commissioners. So that'll be good. The review of the agenda for today, are there any changes to the agenda? If not, can I have a motion to approve? Motion to, move to approve. Second. Motion second, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Also approval of the minutes from September 13th. Any additions or deletions from the minutes from September 13th? If not, then I would entertain a motion to approve. Move to approve. Second. Then moved and seconded, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, thank you. Now we move into the ratification of the findings, conclusions, and recommendations on the remaining 5 development code changes. And I'm going to have Lisa read the our findings, and then we will put it up, each one for a ratification vote.
So the first one is the city development code amendments to sign standards. Your findings were that the required secret review has been completed on the proposed amendment. All public and agency notice requirements were met and accomplished in a timely manner. The public was provided the opportunity for early and continuous participation, and the public had the opportunity to submit written comments and testify at a public hearing before the planning commission. By the way, these findings are the same for all 5, so I won't read those again. For the sign code amendment, the conclusions that the planning commission came to at the last meeting is that the proposed amendment is not consistent with the comprehensive plan and is detrimental to the public welfare. The proposed amendment is not warranted by a change in economic, technological, and/or land use conditions. The proposed amendment is not necessary to correct an error. The proposed amendment is necessary to clarify meaning or intent. The proposed amendment is necessary to provide for a proposed use that was not previously addressed. The proposed amendment is not deemed necessary as being in the public interest. And then the recommendation was in the matter of proposed amendments to sign code regulations in the City of Liberty Lake Development Code, as detailed in Exhibit A of the staff report. The City of Liberty Lake Planning Commission recommends to City Council that the amendment be not approved.
Is there any discussion on that? No. Yeah, I hear a motion to approve. Motion to approve? Is there a second? Second. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been motioned and seconded. All in favor of ratifying this, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. We'll move on to the next one.
The next one is the River District Landscape Ordinance Amendments. And again, as I said, the findings are the same for all of these. The conclusions that were reached on the landscape ordinance is that the proposed amendment is consistent with the comprehensive plan and is not detrimental to the public welfare. The proposed amendment is warranted by a change in economic, technological, and/or land use conditions. The proposed amendment is necessary to correct an error. The proposed amendment is necessary to clarify meaning or intent. The proposed amendment is necessary to provide for a proposed use that was not previously addressed. And the proposed amendment is deemed necessary as being in the public interest. And the recommendation in the matter of the proposed amendments to landscape standards in the River District SAP in the City of Liberty Lake Development Code, as detailed in Exhibit A and B of the staff report. The City of Liberty Lake Planning Commission recommends to City Council that the amendment be approved.
Any discussion on this one? Hearing none, do we have a motion to approve? Move to approve. Second. Moved and seconded, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And we move on to the next one, permitting requirements.
The next one is community events.
Oh, you do that, yeah.
And the findings were the same as the other two cases. Conclusions that you came to at the last meeting. The proposed amendment is consistent with the comprehensive plan and is not detrimental to the public welfare. The proposed amendment is warranted by a change in economic, technological, and or land use conditions. The proposed amendment is necessary to correct an error. The proposed amendment is necessary to clarify meaning or intent. The proposed amendment is necessary to provide for a proposed use that was not previously addressed, and the proposed amendment is deemed necessary as being in the public interest. And as for the recommendation, in the matter of amending the City of Liberty Lake Development Code and River District Development Regulations, revising the definition of public assembly and community event, amending the permitting process to these activities, and adopting a new section 10-4I5 related to community events, the City of Liberty Lake Planning Commission does hereby recommend to City Council that the amendments be approved.
Any discussion on this particular one?
Yeah, this is Jim Bomker. Just a couple of quick comments, okay?
Sure.
Yeah, on the on the red line version of Exhibit A, if I don't know if you can follow along with me, but on page 8 of Exhibit A, under Article 10-2C-R2, mobile sales and concessions, and B, I think the word event should not be crossed through.
He's great.
And then on page 9, 10 2D-R3 paragraph 2, say only permitted during community events. I think the phrase such as should be crossed. Are you guys following?
Amy is.
Okay, and then there was one other cross through that looked like it was incorrect. That was on Exhibit B. This is the River District. I think it was on page 19. 10-2E-RD-M. 3 mobile sales. The word event should not be crossed through. Should not have a cross through it. And those were my only comments there. Just a little topographical stuff.
Could you tell me the last page that you were on for corrections?
Page 19.
That was, I'm sorry, page 19. That was just the word events should not be crossed under 3B, mobile sales concessions. Everything else looked fine to me.
Well, those are just typographical changes, correct?
That's
Yes.
all. That's all.
Any other changes or corrections? So we approve these as amended, correct? Yeah. So any other discussion on the changes? So move to, I'll hear a motion for approval with the changes. Move to approve as amended. Second. Moved and seconded, all in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you. Move on to the next one.
The next one is, the public utility local distribution facilities of the limited use. And again, the findings are the same as with the other, code amendments. Conclusions that you came to at the last meeting, proposed amendment is consistent with the comprehensive plan and is not detrimental to the public welfare. The proposed amendment is warranted by a change in economic, technological, and or land use conditions. The proposed amendment is not necessary to correct an error. The proposed amendment is not necessary to clarify meaning or intent. The proposed amendment is necessary to provide for a proposed use that was not previously addressed. And the proposed amendment is deemed necessary as being in the public interest. And the recommendation in the matter of amending the City of Liberty Lake Development Code and River District Development Regulations to allow public utility local distribution facilities as a limited use, the City of Liberty Lake Planning Commission does hereby recommend to City Council that the amendments be approved.
Any discussion on this recommendation? Motion to approve? Move to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you.
And the last one that we have this evening is fencing standards for essential public facilities and utilities. And again, the findings are the same as with the other cases. Conclusions that you came to at the last meeting are that the proposed amendment is consistent with the comprehensive plan and is not detrimental to the public welfare. The proposed amendment is warranted by a change in economic, technological, and or land use conditions. The proposed amendment is not necessary to correct an error. The proposed amendment is not necessary to clarify meaning or intent. The proposed amendment is necessary to provide for a proposed use that was not previously addressed. And the proposed amendment is deemed necessary as being in the public interest. And the recommendation that you came to at the last, at the public hearing was that in the matter of amending the fencing standards for essential public facilities and utilities in the City of Liberty Lake, Development Code and River District Development Regulations for the purpose of public safety, the City of Liberty Lake Planning Commission does hereby recommend to the City Council that the amendments be approved.
Any discussion on this recommendation? No. Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve. Move to approve. And second. Been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
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 All opposed? Thank you. We are now open for citizen comments, citizens online.
Tom Tallberg is.
Mr. Thalberg, do you have any comments? Councilman?
No, thank you very much. I'm just observing.
Right, then we're on to the secretary.
Secretary report.
So I just wanted to briefly, bring you up to speed. So we have received, Jim Baumker's, renewal application. And we have several other applications that in talking to the mayor, we're going to be scheduling interviews for shortly. We are still recruiting. I believe that we have, with Jim's position right now, it looks like we have 3 applicants. And so we will need a 4th one to fill one of the vacants. So, we will continue to recruit, but we have got some good candidates, lined up, I believe. And so that's an exciting place to be. And just timely too with the upcoming, comp plan amendment, the other thing, just so everyone is aware, we did submit the grant application for, climate resiliency with, Department of Commerce for the next biennium. So as soon as that's through, we're looking at, a scope that, encompasses 255,000 in the next biennium, and then another one for 245,000 to wrap up the comp plan, climate resiliency chapter by, June of 2026. And then we also add 100,000 in reserve for, implementation. Oh, the dollar amount is prescribed by the size of our city. The only question is if there's others in line for the money that was assigned to this biennium that are where the comp plans are due sooner. Because some have comp plans that are due in 2025, not 2026, so. But we ran right into the front of the line.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, anything further?
That's all I had for you today.
How about, any commissioner reports?
No.
And I did talk at the council meeting after our last planning meeting, and so they're all ready for these to come their way.
Good.
And just so you all know, we will be doing the hearing for these, where I'm gonna be workshopping them, second meeting in November. And we will do the hearing for these in December. We're not gonna hold up the development code amendments, waiting on the zone change, the hearing examiner's zone change recommendation. That should be a hearing by itself anyhow. It's already gonna be a long council meeting.
Hey, Lisa, can you tell us what happened with the greenstone and the shipping containers? And
Yes.
that,
They withdrew their application or their appeal. They withdrew their appeal. So the notice, what that means is that the notice of violation is basically upheld. It stands. And in fact, I have a letter going to Mr. Frank, and the homeowners association. And it's just being reviewed by the attorney right now to kind of lay out next steps.
so
But
are there penalties they are expected to most likely have to pay?
I'm sorry?
Were there penalties they have to pay as a result of this?
No, because when we issued the notice of violation, they had 14 days to correct it. And, if they didn't correct it, the fees would begin accruing, but then they appealed it. And the appeal stays the, enforcement action. And so it stayed the fees for the daily, it's per day per offense, so it's $250 per day per container. Clocks would start ticking as of today, and that's what my letter said. However, if they proceed with all due diligence to bringing it into compliance, and they do so in a timely manner, we will waive the fees, which is typically how we do it. The fees, we prefer getting people into compliance than collecting
Right. Yep, understand that. I just curious. So, okay.
So what are they gonna do?
Well, I don't know what they're going to do, but we have been in discussions regarding, they're building a structure that could house the storage containers that would still need to get a building permit and would still need to meet architectural design standards. And the site plan that I saw on this and the initial plans that I saw on this, contemplated moving the location of those containers approximately 36 feet off of the property boundary. So, and still outside of the easement. So, again, these were just companies, but they are working towards coming to a solution that will bring it into compliance. So,
Oh, very good.
Any other commissioner reports or questions? Hearing none, we can move to adjourn. Is there a motion? I move to adjourn this meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Thank you all for being here. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going on a ride along with a police officer, so I'm gonna have to.
Oh, that sounds, it does.
Exciting. Yeah.
I did that.